Hi everyone, Mrs. Hayward here, and I am just going to do a little summary for Unit 32 for the CTEC Performing Arts qualification. So the exam is 2 hours long, it's 120 minutes, and if you're entitled to extra time, then obviously you'll be getting 2.5 hours for that. And you're trying to show off all the different things to do with planning an event, marketing an event, making sure it's legal, making sure that you evaluate the success of the event, and also what the contingencies are going to be. So in terms of revision, you need to make sure you understand what the different licenses are for, so the difference between PPL, PRS, what a DBS check is, all the different elements of health and safety. So what are we trying to do to make sure that our audience and our members of staff are safe, looking at the different financial aspects of things as well. So the difference between, say, a limited partnership and then a sole trader. We're also trying to think as well about marketing. So if we're doing, if there's something, for example, that we're trying to target a new audience, so something like we want to get in loads of teenagers, we're not necessarily going to be doing our marketing on Facebook, because Facebook is for older people like me, let's be honest. So you might be using TikTok instead. So you need to make sure you're being really clear. So imagine that you are in charge of this event, and the question 9 is going to be generally about planning. So you're going to have to think about all the different things that you're going to have to do to plan successfully for your event. So that could include making sure you've got a clear schedule, making sure you've done like risk assessments for your different venues, making sure that you've got adequate toilets, the fire safety is all okay, that you've got health and safety policies in place, that you've thought about the logistics of the event. So you're going to have a setup. Are you going to have a takedown? Are you having lots of different, is there going to be children there? How are you going to make it work? And then question 10, which is an 18-mark response, is, oh no, something crazy has happened and we're going to have to come up with the options. Now, think about the most ridiculous options down to actually the one that could probably work. And you're going to explain how you would make this ridiculous or whatever the option is work. What could you do and why would that be beneficial? So they're trying to make sure that if you were employed as a genuine arts administrator, that you could crisis manage, and you're trying to explain the different things that you could do. And then what you're trying to do is you're trying to then say, this is the option that I would go with. Now, in order to get the highest marks, that's what you need to be doing, is for that question 10, you need to be saying what option you're going to be going with and why. So thinking about all these different things, this is the one that I'm going to be going with, and this is why. So do make sure you're doing that. So in terms of question 9, which is that big 18 marker to start with, you're going to be just going through bit by bit sequentially the different things. So you're trying to show off all your different, all your knowledge. So look through those past papers and have a little go at filling them out. Make it specific as well to the event. So it's no good just saying, oh yeah, I would do a risk assessment, if you haven't said that it's going to be outdoors, that it could be raining, that you're going to have to think about the weather, things like that. So make sure you're being specific, otherwise it just looks like you've copy and pasted it as well. And then, so you just go through it bit by bit. And then for that question 10, which is the other 18 marker, make sure you're going, this is the first option, this is the second option, even if they're ridiculous options. Look through the papers that I've already sent you, and you'll be able to get a good idea. As well, with those smaller mark questions, the 1s, 2s and 4 mark questions, you don't get extra marks if you've already repeated yourself. So make sure whatever it is you're doing, you haven't already said in a previous answer. Again, you're just trying to show that you've got all those different things ticked off. But you've got 2 hours, so you've got a nice long amount of time. If I were you, I would probably do those big mark questions first, just because it might be easier for you. And then you can sort of attack the smaller marks later. So the entire paper is out of 60, and we want to make sure that those 18 mark questions you get high marks for. Okay, so breathe, good luck.